Darkness stalks.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Esports Money, ZSM, Mac10, whatever you want to call me, and welcome to my guide to jungling Warlock in patch 7.06c. I'd like to thank Phoenix Atar. I apologize if I'm brutally decimating the pronunciation of your name, for suggesting to do this guide. I actually did a little bit of research. I was like, that sounds too good to be true. And it was actually true, but it's not as good as I thought it would be. This is going to end up with getting you a Midas sub 9 minutes pretty much every time. I've tried this multiple times. I've tried this focusing on creeps and not getting all the bounty runes. This version gets all the bounty runes, and if I choose to focus on creeps rather than getting the bounty runes, I'm actually going to end up only about 10 to 20 seconds later than if I don't get the bounty runes. Just because you miss out on stacks and stuff. So the name of the game with this is, per usual, with a sort of awkward ranged hero, especially a support. You're going to be cliff jungling, so you need to cut down all of the trees that I did in the early portion of this video. You can see you're missing now. You're going to be bouncing back and forth between the hard camp and the medium camp. Warlock is actually surprisingly good at creeps, and it's kind of a shame because I feel like if I had noticed how good Warlock is at killing creeps before they changed the jungle for patch 7.06, I probably would have been having an incredible time in the jungle with the hero, because he's, I mean, look at how fast he goes. So, skill build is you have to get level 1 Fatal Bonds and you have to get level 2 Fatal Bonds as soon as possible. And the reason being is because you can use an Iron Talon on a creep, which will then spread a massive amount of damage. Now we have a few rules for doing this. The first rule is you always want to use your Iron Talon on the largest creep and try to avoid clicking that large creep as much as possible when you're prepping him to use the Iron Talon, so it does the most damage. That will be more severely spread across all of the other creeps in the camp. It's a pretty big deal. You're going to want to get your oven mitts first, your gloves of haste rather than your recipe, per usual, but it's really important with Warlock because his attack is not terrible, but his attack speed kind of is, so it's a pretty significant buff to the hero. Just a couple notes I have about Fatal Bonds. The shared damage is the same type as the damage being done, so with physical damage that means the lower the target's armor is, the more damage you're going to do. So just keep that in mind. Additionally, you generally want to focus on the larger one, but occasionally you do want to make a couple of small hits on the smaller ones just so that they die at the same point in time. I actually prefer to max Fatal Bonds first, or at least get 3 points in it by level 5 and then level other abilities, because the ability is incredibly good. The total output, the total damage overall output increase is 100% at level 3 and 125% at level 4 when the maximum number of units is affected by it. Another thing you don't really see me use in this clip is a double cast. So if I hit them all with if I hit this camp with Fatal Bonds and I have it at level 4, so it's only got an 18-second cooldown but a 25-second duration, I can cast it a second time and it will have double the effect. It is incredibly good. It's an incredibly powerful spell. Honestly, to the point where everyone focuses on Ag's Refresher Warlock and then says you don't need any more farm. I kind of disagree, because it would be really useful to have up to 3, technically up to 4, but realistically speaking 3 Fatal Bonds plus your double ulti. It would just be absolutely over the top damage, just because of the way that recasts work with the spell. It only spreads the 3 damage types, so it doesn't spread HP removal. It has the no reflection flag, so the same thing that prevents multiple blade mails from hurting each other. It's the exact same flag. And it does magical damage, physical damage, and pure damage. So just trying to see if there are any other important notes. Think that's it on Fatal Bonds. If I'm going lane, I like to get a couple of points in my W early on to either heal my carry or harass my enemy, but when I'm in the jungle, though I'll get a point or 2 in it, I never actually use it because I'm so mana dependent. In fact, it's to the point where that second those extra points are really up to you. If you want to get a couple points in your E, or even, I guess, max it honestly, because your W is the best of your early game abilities, and it's also the one that doesn't scale like at all. So maybe go ahead and max that. Just ignore your W until you absolutely have to level it, because I mean, if you're being this greedy anyway, you're going to be banking on being a team fighting boss. So that's sort of the idea behind this. Again, I am not responsible if you get flamed for not going lane, buying wards, all those things, but I mean, you'll have a Hand of Midas sub 10 minutes as a support, so if your team's okay with it, this isn't that bad of an idea. Like, there are a lot of times where jungle heroes I'm like, this is kind of sketch, but with this, Warlock is the second greediest support in Dota 2, the greediest being Shadow Shaman. He is incredibly farm dependent, and he goes from being a acceptable hero that is a team fight presence to a game-breaking above even a Tidehunter or perhaps even an Enigma. So this is my guide to jungling Warlock. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments, if this was good, bad, or whatever. And I think that's it. Yeah, we're going to be cruising in at a comfortable altitude of about 9 minutes when I finally pick up this Midas. So I will see y'all around. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Esports Money's ESM Mac 10, whatever you want to call me, and thank you for watching that video. If you liked that content, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to see more content from me, hit the subscribe button. There's actually a little bell icon next to the subscribe button, and if you hit that button, then whenever you have YouTube open and I go online or post a video or really do anything, you'll get a little update from me. If you want to support the channel further, there are Amazon affiliate links in the video description below for pretty much every single piece of hardware in my computer. Additionally, there's also an Amazon referral link for Amazon Prime, so whenever you use that to get an Amazon Prime membership, you support the channel at no additional cost to you. So thank you very much, guys, and have a wonderful day.